Hello, it's Chris from My Stamp Lady, and I am featuring the Prized Peony set today. It is a stamp set with the coordinating die set, and then I also have the coordinating gorgeous, gorgeous paper. I love this marble look. We've got some beautiful flowers and patterns. I'm going to show you how to turn this grayscale print into something like this with some beautiful color and also the 3D flower. So lots going on here. We also have the lovely You. My sentiment is from that stamp set. And I also have a piece from the Tasteful Labels dies. So I am using the purple posy. This is my cardstock base, and I will take that piece of cardstock that is cut in half and fold it in half. To get my background, I started with a piece of paper like this, and then I used a Stampin' Write, the Purple Posy Stampin' Write marker, and the light Old Olive to do some coloring. So I've colored most of this one already with those two items. I'm just gonna color in a few last pieces here to show you how I did that, or a few last flowers. So we just color the posy, the flower. And this is a water-based marker. You can use an alcohol-based marker for both parts, but I did use the water-based marker on the posy. I did go ahead and use the Stampin' Blends or an alcohol marker on the leaves and stems for the green. I see one last posy there, so we will go and fill that in. So of course I did most of this ahead of time, so you didn't have to watch me. So use a Stampin' Seal to go ahead and I'll just place this right on the card front, and this is my background. It's gorgeous, and you can see how it went from this to this. I have the 4 pieces that I need to make the flower out of Purple Posy. Out of Old Olive, I have the pieces that I need to die cut to make the leaves. And I'll run that through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I have the pieces that I've cut out from my cardstock, and so I can set these dies away. I have 2 of my sponge daubers, and let's pull in Old Olive, and I'll use that color first, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with those. So I want to accent the edge, and so I've inked it up with my Old Olive, and I'm just taking a little bit of that ink and adding some Old Olive green over that. And with this piece, I'm gonna just do the entire little top layer here. I've got some glue on the back side of that one, and we'll just place this down right on top. There we go, and this is going to give it a little bit of depth. I've already done 2 more, so you can see those right there. So I'm gonna set those aside and let those dry. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my Purple Posy. I'm using Highland Heather. And I'll take in another sponge dauber. I'm just going to add some color around the edges here of my petals. So I'm going to go ahead and add ink everywhere that I want ink. And on this one, I want some of the ink on this lower top here. Then once I've done that, so I'll go ahead and do all of those, I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, and let's go over the top portion that's going to be shown. This bottom portion I don't need to worry about because it's not going to be seen. You can wait till you're all done with putting it together to do the Wink of Stella to have a better idea. So then when I'm done with all of that, I have all of my pieces, have some highlighting with some ink. I have the Wink of Stella on there. Now I'm going to layer them, and what I'm making is this flower. So you just start with your largest one and work down and open up the little slot here, put that in, and you can see that these edges line up. So it's nice and easy to put that in there. It's nice and easy just to get that in there by lining that up. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue there. And then we'll line up that bottom, and then I can do the same thing with this one. Take the next smaller set of flowers, and let's tuck that in between there. Sorry, I'm pulling it off camera, so that's just gonna slide in there. Let's line up that bottom, how that die cut lines up at the bottom. Okay. and then the last one. Let's put that in there. So then I'll turn that over. Sure. And let's go in between the middle, and let's just slide that one down, go to the back side, and line up that bottom. You have your flower that looks like this. From a piece of daffodil, I just took a little scrap, cut the center out, and this is going to go right in the middle of my flower. So I'll just tuck that down right in there. And that is how you're going to make this 3D flower. Now you can take and add a little bit of curl to this, to the individual petals if you want it to have a little more pop. Just go ahead and add just a bit of curl to those different layers. Okay, next I'm going to stamp that sentiment in Tuxedo Black. Okay. And then mount that on the top. From the Tasteful Labels dies, I've cut out this shape. I'm going to use this shape to basically ground my flower, something to hold it in place. So I have the Subtles Thick Embossing Folder, and I'm going to run that through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Before I start putting together, and I know it's really kind of hidden in the background, but I have a little strip of purple posy back here, and it's die cut with this die here, just to get the scalloped edge, and it adds a lot to the overall picture. So I'm going to run this through my machine. You can see that it did some beautiful embossing along the bottom, giving a little bit of detail to that scalloped edge. So let's pull in that background. We can now start putting things together. I've already put down my background paper, and with my Stampin' Seal, I'm going to put down, this is my first layer here. My next layer is this piece of Whisper White cardstock. I have added dimensionals to the back side of my peony, and so I'm going to pop this up just a little bit. I also have some dimensionals to the back side of my sentiment piece. Okay, I put some adhesive on the top there because that is eventually going to sit over some of the leaves. So let's put that down, this down. So we'll just layer that. Put a couple of mini glue dots on the bottom there so I can stick these in place and then have them stay there. There we go. Now we can just put all of that, press that down. Finish this beautiful card up. I am going to take some of the Playing with Pattern resin dots, and we will just add a couple of these around the card front. And I'm using several of the different sizes there. You get the beautiful color. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe and ring the bell to get notifications.